My name is Sahana, and I'm going to tell you a little bit about how I got into software engineering. Alright YouTube, this is my first ever YouTube video, so please be gentle. I got a lot of questions on my Instagram about how I got started as an engineer, and I thought I'd make a video to tell you the whole story. So, growing up, I played puzzles all the time. Both my parents are software engineers, so they got me puzzles as birthday presents. I played tangrams, I played chess. There's this game called Rush Hour that I really loved. In fact, my dad and I used to make a little game out of it. We would try to see which of us could solve each of the puzzles first. When I got around to high school, I had the option of taking computer science as an elective. My parents thought I should give it a try, but I wasn't so sure. I had just joined a new school, and there were only 8 people signed up for this class, and they were all guys. My parents suggested I try the class for a week, and if I didn't like it, I could switch out. A couple classes in, I could tell I really liked it. A lot of the coding challenges we were doing in class were really similar to a lot of the puzzles I had done growing up. It was really fun. I did a ton of different projects in Visual Basic. No one uses that anymore, but it taught me the basics. But I wasn't quite sure yet if computer science was the right career choice for me. So I decided to apply to a couple summer programs to really dive deeper into computer science and coding. I ended up going to Rose-Hulman in Indiana. Over the course of 6 weeks, I built this really awesome game. It was kind of like Frogger, except the obstacles were generated by the music that you were listening to. I loved that I could combine my love for music and this new tool that I was learning and build this awesome game. So I was ready to apply to colleges with computer science as my major. I ended up going to UC Berkeley and doing electrical engineering and computer science. Those 4 years were really tough. A lot of the kids that were coming into the program had been coding for a really long time, so I felt like I was playing a little bit of catch up. There weren't a lot of women in my program and the classes were really tough. Luckily, I got an internship after my first year. It wasn't my favorite, it was very back-end focused and networking focused, but it did teach me a little bit about what it would be like to work in industry. Do whatever you gotta do to get that first internship. Having it on your resume really helps. I kept powering through and got through my second year and got a chance to do an internship at Microsoft. They have a really great internship program for freshmen and sophomores. I'll link it below. That summer was one of the most fun. I worked with a small team of interns, and my manager was the best. He was incredibly creative. He challenged me and taught me so much. I built a small audio editor for Visual Studio that summer. During my sophomore and junior year of college, I started teaching myself some web development. I picked up an HTML and CSS book, and I used a couple tutorials online to make some really simple websites. I worked with a couple nonprofits and some clubs at school to make their websites for them. It started off really simple, but as I started developing my skills, the websites got way more beautiful and way more interactive and fun. I loved building these websites. It was a creative, artistic outlet, but I also got to put it on my resume. Fast forward a bit. After my junior year, I did another internship at Microsoft. And then, during my senior year, I started looking around for a full-time position. Coding interviews are hard. I know I took many hours working through different coding problems. I'll link a couple of my resources down below. But you just have to put in that work and get through those coding interviews. And once you land that first job, it'll feel so good. After a ton of interviews, I finally got a job at Pinterest. That made it sound like it was pretty quick, but I got a ton of rejections along the way. I was so excited about Pinterest because it felt like the perfect role for me. The company was super design focused, it was a very artsy company, and I got a chance to be a full stack engineer. And that's about it. That's how my engineering career got started. If you have any questions, let me know in the comments, or you can find me on Instagram at balancedbanana. If you want to see more videos like this, let me know by liking this video and subscribing to my channel.